Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. All right, Taurus, this one kind of hit me because I know the feeling. And obviously, this isn't going to be for all of you, but I think that this is targeted towards those of you who feel like things don't live up to what you expected because you have been projecting like all these wonderful things onto something or someone that's exactly how it's going to be, and it somehow always seems to let you down. Now, that's really what's going on in the shadow, but what's happening here looks really beautiful. And then there's also this warning of not looking to your outer world, right? So, the classic message of not expecting someone else to bring you happiness, that you can find it within in the eternal now. And that's what peace is talking about. This is you accepting the situation as it is. And by doing that, you're creating this harmony and this peace within. But when you do that, eternal love may be an indicator that once you have that acceptance and you see where you've been projecting all these wonderful things onto people that just don't fulfill, it opens the door to that perfect relationship coming through without you having to project onto it, if that makes sense. For others of you, it's just be careful about, discernment is what I want to say. That's going to be important for those of you who are looking to get into a new relationship, especially. And for others of you, this is about accepting the situation that you're dealing with right now for what it is. And choosing love and peace from within instead of looking to the outer world for that, right? But there was this immediate feeling for me that some of you are just like, seeing how, I thought that this person was like this and that, they were acting with integrity, but they end up letting you down. And this almost feeling of like disillusionment, right? But understanding that, it was coming from within you. You're overall here beautiful, the Four of Wands, so you're going to get to a place where you get to celebrate a new stable foundation for yourself. Beautiful card. So important to celebrate even the smallest victories, right? In the past, the Four of Cups, so there may have been like a loss of interest, or you just needing to kind of like take that time out to see, how you've been continuously seeing the same things over again. And you're not really sure if you want to accept something new because is it going to be just like everything else you've dealt with? Right? But this is blah, disinterest. But it's almost like it's coming back through because there's like a need to take a second look. Because you might just have your Ace of Cups coming through, right? Yeah. So in the present, the Queen of Cups. Something's got you feeling lovingly, right? And this may be a person that opens up your heart again. Or it could just be a new situation that creates stability for you. But either way, we're talking about your emotions being opened up, nurturing that, and nurturing the emotions of others. But she's also the mirror. And again, I kind of go back to what I was saying before, and this kind of like, I don't want to say that you're projecting. It's not like it's anything negative. It's just you choose to see the best in people and situations. And, I'm really feeling like the only way that your heart's desire is going to be met is if you accept things as they are right now. But I'm curious to see what's going on here. Look, yeah, we're having a good time. Good time. So, this eclipse may be really good for you. The Three of Cups being in future conditions, this is your support group. These are the people who celebrate you and support you. This is like your group of friends that are like, hey, yeah, this sounds like a really good idea. And it's bringing you into this powerful place of the Queen of Cups, right? And this may be your support group telling you that, yeah, maybe it's okay for you to follow these emotions and where they're going, right? But you're coming from a much more mature place. But look, you're having a great time. Your best path to follow, the Knight of Wands. Oh boy. This could be for those of you who are just like, yeah, I don't have an interest in relationships right now, or I just don't have an interest in passion. And something's coming through where it's being supported. It's almost like just have a good time. Just have a good time with it. The Knight of Wands is your best path to follow. Follow through is not the point here. It's about going where the passion is leading you and following the adventure, but not being committed to anything in particular. Now, if you're wanting to have a stable relationship or a stable situation in your life where you get to follow this passion, then yeah, you don't want a situation that's going to be in and out. But because this is your advice and I'm looking at you having a great time, I think the detachment from needing whatever is coming in to be a lifelong thing is going to be beneficial for you, right? Stability above all else, and then going, you know what, right? Maybe I can find stability in being more, free to just come and go as I please, right? Being spontaneous. In your environment, the Four of Swords. So this, I think, is you coming out of a place of having to remove yourself from situations where you just weren't feeling anything anymore. And this to me looks like, the break that you took here is clearing up what's going on within your mind, but it's also opening your heart. Now, for some of you, there may have been like a lack of communication with someone in particular, possibly within a friend group. And it may be you wanting to kind of bring that communication out now. And I say that because of the Knight of Wands being your best path to follow. But for some of you right now, you're just like, I just want to feel good about me. I just want to feel good about what is going on in my life. And wanting to have, at least some sense of stability within your emotions. But, she has a tendency to pop up when something's got you feeling a certain way. And it could be that you kind of open up and start talking about it. But you've had to reflect on this. And it specifically, again, has to do with something that you just didn't have any interest with. Your hopes and your fears, the star. The star, beautiful, hope, having hope returned. Emotional balance and healing, the cleansing waters, right? So cleaning up some emotional garbage may free you up to start doing the things that you love or following through with things that catch your fancy, so to speak, right? And that like literally came out of nowhere for me. Like, yeah, I want to see what happens. But without attachment. And I think that that's important here. And then coming out, you have Temperance. Speaking of balance, right? And the both of these are super powerful. Temperance coming out, you're not going overboard with anything. You're just kind of having a good time right now. And for some of you, you may just be in a place where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to patiently wait for what I want to come in. It is moderation, right? The patiently waiting. But being able to do so from a place where you have this nice fluid balance between your thoughts and your emotions. But it took you a minute, though. Like, again, there's the recovery that happens here, too. But this may be something coming through to you where it's like, not only is it supported and celebrated, you find a sense of stability with it. Interesting. It's so funny because these two are so very similar to me. And then the Hangman. You know, I wonder if something doesn't come through that really excites you and you're like, yeah, you know, I'm not going to stay attached to anything and just kind of go along with this. This Page of Wands right here, I love it. I love it. This kid is so happy and so excited, like, hey, guess where I'm going, right? So communication coming through, but you're not getting carried away with it. But you're like, yeah, I'm going to try this. This is something new. Let's see what happens. And with the Fool, you're like, yeah, you know, whatever obstacles there may be, you're not concerned with it. This is, you know, having faith in what's happening. But it causes a moment where it's going to require some patience from you to sacrifice a point of view to see things differently. It has a feeling of finding this happiness and this stability with a situation that is new to you. Like, typically this isn't the type of person that you are. And, you know, Venus being in Virgo has been difficult, right? She doesn't do well there. There's too many details that have to be taken into consideration. But I have to wonder if we're not looking at the movement of Venus into Libra. But also, if this is what's going on in the eclipse for you, interest is going to be renewed. That opens up your heart for sure, where you've been taking a break from it. But you're having a great time. I love this reading. Teach. I love Teach in that, for one, every human experience is important, period. Right? Every human experience is valid. And your experiences could be teaching lessons for others. Clarity, teaching clarity. And then awakening. Now, for some of you, it could be that, you know, you've had this huge, like, awakening of clarity that is teaching you a new way of being, though, too, right? But beautiful. I love this reading. The energy is gaining momentum. Aries had that too. Give me one more. It's time to take action. So if something exciting does come through, Taurus, yeah, you're going to want to at least initiate some kind of action. And that may be very simply saying yes to a party. Seriously. But beautiful reading. And with Temperance, yeah, you know, some patience may be needed here to kind of see where things are ultimately going to go. But detachment from any particular outcome, I think, is really going to help you here. But this may be that door opening up for some of you for that perfect partnership to come in, that kind of love that you want. And even for those of you who are committed, this may be a huge change within the relationship itself. But with Triumph of Lies, I keep going back to this because I'm looking at this like I've been disappointed before. But I see things changing in a really big way for you here, where things I feel like are going to be more fun.